Hello, welcome back to Thomas's Moustache. Today I thought we would do something quite different, and perhaps you were not expecting this, or maybe some of you would be expecting this considering the most recent announcement made by a particular company, but I thought I would quickly prepare myself for such a future video by doing something unique today. Now, it's no secret that this particular YouTube channel centers around one particular thing, the mustache. But I have so much going on up here that I simply do not take advantage of. It is no secret that I do not own a comb. In my entire house, I have no comb. So my hair can get rather crazy sometimes, and it never bothered me. I've never been one who really did anything with my hair. I always just let it do what it wanted, and that was that. But the other day there was a special announcement which I'll tell you about in a future video, but I thought that would be a good opportunity to get some practice in. So I went out and I bought myself a comb, a very affordable plastic comb, nothing to write home about, as well as some pomade. This particular pomade is by Gatsby, and I'm sure you've heard of Gatsby. It's rather well spoken of these days, but I thought that it would be ideal for me to learn the arts of pomading my hair and making myself look a little more presentable. So I will get into the details. Now, I've never used pomade in my entire life. I have been very tempted these past couple years to try some, but I was never exactly inspired. So today will be not just the first impression of Gatsby Dressing Pomade Ultimate Lock, but also a first impression of pomade in general. Let me tell you about this particular pomade. This is one of 4 in the Gatsby Dressing Pomade lineup. This particular one is the Ultimate Lock. It is 80 grams or 2.8 ounces. And I'll give you some information about it. On the website there was a rather spiffy looking chart that told you about holding power and what have you. So it is high holding power, high lasting power, which means lasting for a long period of time throughout the day. It is low remoldability, and it is mid-shine. This particular one gives a firm and tight look with a strong hold, provides a tight finish, and it is a water-based formula, which means that it should wash out easily. Now, as I've read on the internet, it is best to start with slightly damp hair, so washed hair, clean hair, towel dried, but still some moisture. But I'm sure it's a learning experience. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to have a look for the first time at pomade. Wow. Smells kind of like a soapy, I suppose. Kind of like a bubble bath, I imagine. Color is nearly black, but it could be a very, very dark red. I'll give you some close-ups. Okay, upon closer examination and with the light on, I can see that it is actually very, very clear. It's just that the container is black, so it makes it appear black. But I'm going to attempt to put this in and work it in and make myself look slightly more presentable. And I'll give you my honest first impression of this experience. So, as I've seen online, one finger, which maybe we should do like so. Okay. There's some resistance. It's very gel-like. It's like curious indeed. So color-wise, very clear. So I will put it in my finger or in my hand here and rub it in. Let's see here. Let's see. And going into the hair. You can certainly feel the resistance. I'll just have a little more and I'll go from the back because I also want to do my sides. So this should be enough, just a small little dollop. I understand it is best to work with small amounts at a time, just in case. So I will now warm that up and go from the back. Work the sides. Interesting, just a little dollop more will be good. Right there at the back. Right there at the sides. Interesting. Oh, right. Now with my handy dandy comb, let's see what we can work with here. I think we're going to just go for a standard comb over here. Maybe I'll use my mirror as well. I look a bit crazy on the side here. Let's pull that down. Get that part in where I want it. Pull that to the behind the ear. The comb is very loose. The joint is terrible in a sense. I will replace this comb as soon as humanly possible, but I had to buy something because it was an emergency. Of course, with a proper haircut, I would certainly imagine that I can get it looking quite good. Well, it will certainly take some practice, but I think it is certainly sharp. The hair is, of course, a little bit damp, so it will dry in, and I'm sure it will solidify, make it a little more firm as a hold. Okay, after a few minutes of drying and, well, an attempt at organizing my hair, I would say that it has turned out rather successfully. Gatsby Dressing Pomade. First impression, I would say so far so good. I will, of course, observe it as it dries. I'll observe it in different situations, such as having dry hair to start with, as well as going out into the intense heat, which we're experiencing about 40 degrees Celsius right now. So I will be taking it all into consideration, but I will conclude this first impression here, and perhaps in the future I will do a long-term impression, mainly because I've never used pomade before. I've never tried it, so my technique is far from advanced or even adequate. So I will be improving my technique regularly and preparing for the exciting announcement of a future video. But for now, Gatsby Dressing Pomade smells alright. So far, no unusual reactions. I think it looks rather sharp, especially here. It is drying. Did I put too little in? Did I put too much in? I will learn with time what is the appropriate amount. But currently, I would say this does look reasonable. I will need to adjust my haircut for this particular style, but I believe pomaded hair will be a regular in the future for me, because I do quite like this particular style. It looks quite dapper, I would say. So hopefully you enjoyed this particular first impression, and I hope to see you in the future. Toodaloo.